Okay, nice to meet you all. Today we'll start the test 4 discussion. Before entering into discussion, we have to just have to share some information about the history. See, there is a misconception that history is a vast subject, right? No doubt, the subject nature is very vast, but UPSC is not asking you to memorize all the events. There are certain areas where you have to give main focus, exam point of view. We are not going to become historians, correct? So it is the objective to clear the prelims. In mains, we can able to manage. In prelims only, we find it difficult to crack history. The overall cutoff will be around 50%. So history, approximately, if they're asking 20 questions, you should be in a position to answer at least just 12 questions correctly. So 60% is our maximum target. And second thing, we all forgot an important source for UPSC preparation. And we started to run behind various color books. What is the main source of preparation for UPSC? NCRTs. Not only for history, for all subjects, NCRT is a base book. Okay, either we just go through the book and leave it, or we even never buy the book. That is what we are doing it, but that is very, very essential. I will show you that. And with respect to history, we think that there is no any connection with current affairs. We blindly study the base books, but there are areas where they have been connecting current affairs. If there is a particular, for example, last year they're asking question, right? Xavier, have you appeared last year? Hope many appeared for last year prelims. There was a question regarding Francis Xavier. Francis Xavier was mentioned in newspaper, I think Times of India or Hindu, but they mentioned in Goa edition. In Goa, there was a effort to renovate the Francis Xavier the Basel something. So that is they are reflected in UPSC exam, the preliminary exam. They are the same question. So in this aspect, we can expect questions from history, and but try to understand the event rather by blindly memorizing the event, and no need to worry about years. Just focus on the events, why it is happening, what is the consequence. That is sufficient. Okay, so we'll enter into the discussion. So this is the analysis of previous year UPSC questions. Again, they have given more importance on modern India. We all know that. That is the main thing. And for UPSC aspirants, history means modern India. Ancient and middle is out of syllabus, right? It has been like that. Not only here, everywhere the students has a mindset that history means is modern Indian history. That's all. But they're also asking questions from ancient and medieval. The art and culture is a recently emerging a subject. Actually, it is not at all a separate subject. It is a part of ancient and medieval India. If you are studying about Dhamma policy, we can say it is in culture. Also, we can say it is in ancient India. If you are studying Taj Mahal, we can call it as medieval India. We can call it as art and culture. So around to create panic among the students, certain institutes created a trend, but that is not true. You no need to memorize Nitin Singhania. It's up to 700 pages. Okay, it has more factual content. Better refer NCRT fine art book. This is sufficient. Have you heard about fine art book? Introduction to art. That is sufficient. Trust the book. If there is a question outside of the particular book, leave the question in the exam. Don't try to memorize. See, cost benefit analysis is very important, right? I am spending, say, for example, 10 days for a book, and I'm expecting one question from the book. There is no use. Either you allot the time for other areas, other subjects, or try to revise modern India again and again. It will be more helpful for you. Okay, so this is the analysis. From here, it is very clear that modern India, they're asking frequently. See, these are the main areas where you can find the questions in UPSC. Every year, there will be a question from Buddhism, Jainism. Last year, many students used to say that there was no question from Buddhism, but the question Ajanta, it is a Buddhism question only. In Ajanta, you can find only Buddhism influence, no other religious influence there. There is a cave in which you can find influence of Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism. What is it? Ellora. In case of Elephanta, what religious denominations influenced it? Elephanta. Shaivism and Am I going fast? Just one. The speed is enough, right? Okay. Shaivism and one more religion. Shaivism and Buddhism, or Hinduism or Buddhism. And there is a cave called Bog Caves. Bog, located in Madhya Pradesh, near Bhopal. What religion? Buddhism. It is only Buddhism. It has 5 caves. It is only Buddhism. So if they're asking question from Bog, it is directly or indirectly connected with Buddhism. Okay, so the Ajanta question last year they were asking means it is also has a link with Buddhism only. If you study Buddhism, including its art and culture, definitely will come across Ajanta. The only point extra we have to go, the extra mile is where it is located. Usually we study reference to a popular city. Here they are asking a river. So while studying for next time, we also have to locate other important geographical features around the particular historical city. That is what we have to do. Okay, and again, Act. Here, Act, I means the Regulating Act 1773, Charter Act 1813, 1830, like that, no? Up to 1947, you have to study. Definitely, you can expect one question from the Act. Every year, minimum one question. Maximum, they can even go for 2 or 3. It is depends upon the question paper, but repeatedly they're asking question in this Act. And no doubt, the only person whom we cannot avoid in UPSC, either you like or don't like, you have to study it. So, because there is a trend, no? Some people will have reservation about the particular leader. Anybody having any reservation about Gandhi? Sir, I don't like Gandhi. Only Subhash Chandra Bose, the leader. In South, we can find few people who have that point of reservation. They say Gandhi did not do anything. Oh, pura Subhash Chandra Bose ke contribution here, like that. There was a trend. But it was Gandhi who also mentored Subhash Chandra Bose, no doubt. And I hope you all know that when Indian National Army about to invade India, Subhash Chandra Bose salutes Gandhi as a father of nation. He wanted wishes. So there was a trend. Why I'm telling is you cannot find a question paper without Gandhi. Either it is prelims or mains. So whenever you study about Gandhi, give more importance. Definitely you can expect question, but we cannot categorically say that this particular question will come. It is not possible with respect to UPSC. Any institute cannot say that. If it is so, then definitely it would have created a great controversy. UPSC won't allow in that. Hope you all know this particular fact. So you can expect questions from Gandhi and reform movement. Here I'm talking about social religious reform movement. Rajaram Mohan Rai, Vidyasagar, Syed Ahmad Khan, Dayanand Saraswati, like that. Definitely there will be a question from this area every year. But you have to study the reformers holistically. You can expect a question from Ambedkar, or you can expect question from Periyar, Narayan Guru. It can be anything. Okay, but this topic is very important. And again, IVC Vedic age. With respect to Indian culture and heritage, it traces its origin to Vedic age. Whatever practice we follow now, it has its genesis in Vedic age. From there, it has been culminated to this this particular aspect, this extent. So definitely when I expect question from Vedic age or IVC, either. In some cases, they may miss that particular topic, but majority we can find questions from Vedic or IVC. And in medieval, recently they have started asking question. That is also centering around Akbar and his reforms. Apart from Akbar, we can also expect question from the founders of kingdoms. For example, Babur, Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish. Why I'm telling Iltutmish is actually Iltutmish is the real founder of Delhi Sultanate and founder of Maratha Shivaji. Shivaji and all, you can expect question. Last year optional they asked the question from Shivaji, history optional. Okay, so founders very important. And events. So we should understand the event chronologically, not memorizing. Why it is happening? What is the impact of particular event? See, if you take any event, there will be 3 C. One is cause, the other is course, other is consequence. For example, 1857 revolt. There is cause, there is a course, how it happened, and aftermath, the impact of 1857 revolt. See, these two areas are very important for mains. For mains, you don't need to focus on course. For prelims, you have to give importance to all the areas. Even in course, no need to go for detailed factual analysis. Just understand the event, that is sufficient. Your causes and consequences of the particular event helps you to remember the event chronologically. Without knowing the causes and consequences of an event, if you study a particular event, you find it difficult to memorize. For example, why British enacted Charter Act 1833? There are certain reasons. If you understand all the reasons, then you can easily memorize the provision. With respect to history, it requires memorizing of certain content because it is not highly conceptual subject. Okay, what we have to study by understanding particular aspect. That is what makes you to memorize the particular event easily, particular content, whatever it is. If you randomly read the act provision, you find it difficult to understand. For example, first provision of 1833 Act deals with abolition of monopoly of company, completely abolished monopoly of company. The reason of the provision is there was a great pressure in England by the English industrialist to abolish the monopoly given to the company. Because of that, they are abolishing. For each and every provision, there is a reason. At the same time, during 1933, before 1933, there was a great demand from Indian side to codify Indian laws, because here people follows various personal laws. It becomes more complicated. So to codify, you have to bring reform. For that, they have included law commission provision. So each and every provision has a logic. If you understand the logic, then you can easily memorize it. No need to worry about factual content like that. So here I am talking about the particular event. You have to understand which event first and which event second, like that. And monuments, you can expect questions from monument, either sculpture or architecture. Either they can ask a question in Chausatyogini, or they can ask a question on Mathura style, Gandhara style, like that. Both were comes under the monuments. Okay, this is about the focus area. And here comes the repetition. See, we used to think that, so can you explain bilingual? I don't have any problem explaining bilingual, but I don't know how many of you are equipped to understand my Hindi. That is a problem. See, I know some Hindi, थोड़ा हिंदी मालूम है, लेकिन पूरा क्लास हिंदी में टीच करने के लिए मैं ट्रेन नहीं किया. But see, पढ़ने क्या लिखने के कुछ मुश्किल नहीं है. Correct? I'm right. I know how to read and write, but spoken Hindi is quite difficult for me, because I don't have. See, in South we don't have people to communicate, right? See, in general, Hindi not deeply penetrated South India, and in that Tamil Nadu is highly exceptional. They watch Hindi film with subtitles, so it made us to follow the subtitles and no need to worry about language. So the language barrier is not an issue there. We used to watch Hindi films, everything, but we have subtitle, and more than that, we have our buddy Google. So whatever we find it difficult, we use Google and we will find it. So that stops us to learn. Even I know how to read, still, since we don't have any company to communicate, so it has become difficult to speak. That is the reason. Okay, you understood. Gaurav Singh, thank you. But we'll see. Totally, we have 5 tests, right? Hopefully, 5th test, I should be in a position to take bilingual. But it takes some time. If I stay here for 1 month, then it will be not a problem. Okay. पढ़ने के प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, करेक्ट? लिखने के करेक्ट है ना? Correct. See, by writing and reading, that's the reason here is this is the what I want to convey you. Like this, I studied Hindi. This is not a proper way, right? Without knowing how to speak, I learned how to read, how to write. So the same thing what we are doing in UPSC. Without knowing the purpose, we started following various sources like color books. The famous yellow book is famous here, right? Like that, yellow, green, orange, red. But the main thing is NCERT. Okay, I'm not telling that because it is a for UPSC as a fresher, we will be in a position to get all the available material. Wherever a material claims that it will be useful for UPSC, we will use to purchase it. But very important thing is NCERT. So I made a mistake in learning Hindi. Okay, so that is why I'm emphasizing on importance of NCERT. Okay, so coming back to this, in UPSC, there was a trend. So this is the examples. I told you, reform movement. So there's reform movement act. They are asking act. This, you can find in any question paper, but we cannot surely say that this pattern will be followed forever. Suddenly they may change. Until now, we can find this pattern. The analysis what I made here is based on the previous year UPSC questions. Nothing more than that. So when going to the previous UPSC questions, I came to this conclusion. Not only in history. For example, if you take economy, definitely there will be a question from RBI, either directly or indirectly. You can take any paper, you can find a question from RBI. So hereafter, if you are preparing for economy, if you are reading newspaper, if there is a news related to RBI, make a note of it. Definitely, you will be studying the conventional part in your economic class. The current affairs with respect to RBI, if you go through any, if you come across any current affairs, take a note of it. Definitely will be helpful. Likewise, we can segregate all the topics. For example, geography. Definitely there will be a question related to Himalayas. It can be anything. It can be about Himalayan mountain features, or it can be about Himalayan national park, wildlife sanctuary, or species found in Himalayas, or any rivers flowing from Himalayas, anything. But the question will be in the north and northeast part of India, that particular region. This area is there, no? Definitely you can expect question from here. Every year there will be a question. I am unable to recollect 2021 question here with respect to me because I'm not the geography expert, but there will be a question from here. If you have a memory, you can recheck it, or if you refer a question paper, you can find it. RBA is there. There is a question directly from RBA. You can expect even 2 or 3 questions. In the same way, you can find either IMF or World Bank or WTO. One question in prelims. Either IMF. Among the 3 organizations, either one they will ask. So like this, you can segregate topics. These topics have been repeated frequently. In the last minute preparation, say if you want to go for a quick revision in the last 1 week, focus on these areas. Definitely it will be helpful. But you have to prepare conventional as well as current affairs with respect to this. IMF conventional is what is the organization, what are the objectives, members, and how the voting rights, like that. Current affairs means if recently any schemes or something introduced by IMF, and who chairs now, like that. Which the leader of IMF from which country, that's basic information. Whatever in current affairs, you have to add it. Clear? Okay, so going back to, so this is an example. And UPSC has a trend of repeating questions. You can find trend of repeating questions. See, there is a question in 2005. Here, the first statement talks about Vidyasagar, within school. Here also the same, 2021, Vidyasagar. So if you prepare approximately some 30 to 40 years UPSC prelims questions overall, you can attend 10% of present UPSC exam question, which means 10 questions. Not only history, it is applicable for all the subjects. So try to give more time for previous year questions. You do research work on that. Instead of normally studying the question and solving the answer, you have to introspect the question further. Say, for example, in the statement 3, it is given that K.C. Sen campaigned against Sati. We all know that who campaigned against Sati? Rajaram Mohan Rai. Like this, we have to go through all the questions. We should identify why the statement is wrong and what should be here. Like that, you have to prepare. It takes time. You should give that time for that preparation. We think that we are wasting our time in searching these informations, like that. Don't think like that. You are gaining more knowledge. Okay, so this is a repetition, and another repetition. I think you have seen it. In 2014, they're asking a question from Buddha. The same question repeated in 2015. without change in option. You can go and refer your previous year question paper. It will be there. Okay, so say if I appeared in this exam, I would have got the question corrected. If I got the correct answer, if I introspected the previous year question properly. So this is what UPSC does. Again, importance of NCERT. There was a question from 2021 prelims question, Madanapalli. It is in NCERT. This is class 6 social science book. Here you can find the answer for the question. This is what UPSC. Unpredictable Public Service Commission. That is why we used to say like that. In Chennai, we call UPSC as Unpredictable Public Service Commission. Here also the same, right? Everywhere UPSC is same. So as aspirants. So this is what it is in 6th book, social science. This is 12th modern India. 2021, they asked this question. It is also here. See, we think that the question is from Spectrum, but it is originally from Bipin Chandra, modern India. Can you able to identify? Can you able to see that? Here are the personalities. So reading same book again and again is the formula to clear prelims. For mains, you need wide reading, because say if you take a topic, you have gained some 8 to 10 points with respect to the topic. With that, you can manage mains. Here, it is not possible. If we need each and every topic, then only we are able to manage the prelims. Okay, but so try to read a single book, limited source again and again. Bruce Lee, that's a famous quote. One kick 10,000 times. The same thing we have to do here. And is it possible current affairs based question in history now? Yes, the sir was discussing, right? See, this is the news, you have seen it. Last year you have seen UNESCO World Heritage Site. They have asked a question. Answer is Dolagira. Mini? Yes. I'm telling now. See, previous, say if you have completed your previous year UPSC questions, solved it, then go for CDS exam. At least for history, practice previous year CDS. Only history. Practice assistant commandant's previous year questions. Only history, because history syllabus is same everywhere. After that, you come for state PSC also, because history syllabus same, right? Either way, they have to ask factual question or some analytical question. Beyond that, there is no scope of asking question with respect to history. That is the reason. So this is a current affairs, and again current affairs. Modi Twitter है ना? Modi जी Twitter. A tweet कर दिया question आ रखा है. So okay, exactly. Well, I'm not asking you to follow him. I'm asking you to follow PIB. This is from PIB. Okay, better follow Modi also. If he update any tweet, we can expect a question. Because it's a tweet of Prime Minister, right? So they asked it. Here, the Madanapalli, already we have seen it is in NCERT. And see, wherever there is a topic in current affairs, you no need to worry about the details of current affairs. Okay, say for example, here Quit India movement mentioned by Prime Minister. So you no need to go for a detailed analysis of Quit India movement. Just study what is given in NCERT. That is sufficient. This 8 August 1942 is given in NCERT. That is sufficient. Okay, so no need to worry about current affairs. If they are asking more detailed about this particular topic, the question comes under current affairs, not history. History means they have to check your knowledge, what you have studied in the book. That is the purpose. So this particular house where Tagore stayed and translated national anthem into English is a part of Theosophical College. So this article is in Hindu. It has came in February 2021, and exam conducted in October 2021. another example for current affairs based. We all know that last year there was a discussion. The 2 years we saw the discussion, right? New parliament building. At that time, here it came. The existing parliament building was believed to be based on a temple called Chauset Yogini temple. This particular fact is also mentioned in fine arts book. But the reason for asking Chauset Yogini is current affairs, because the parliament building has been some people welcomed the move. It's a new building. We are breaking our colonial legacy like that. And some people criticized the new building. We don't have money to overcome the COVID pandemic, but we are investing more in new parliament, whether it is necessary or not, like that. But anyhow, there is a current affairs linkage. So hope I have given a clear idea about history, because say I took this effort to tell you that NCERT is more reliable source and current affairs is more reliable source. That is the reason. I'm not asking you to follow my notes, follow my class like that. Try to use your time effectively, because in Chennai, the students don't have awareness about NCERT. I was in a conviction that here the people will give more focus on NCERT. When I came here, then I interacted with the students and I came to know that here also the aspirants are same. That is why we are called India. Okay, so please give importance to NCERT. That is the reason. Okay, so we'll start a discussion. First question. This particular Korda uprising is mentioned in, is given in 8th book NCERT. It is also in current affairs. The Korda uprising, also known as Paika, Paika is in current affairs. The Kurda is a kingdom. It was annexed by British, and the ruler was not given proper recognition by the British. So one of the loyal militia, one of the loyal militia head, Bakshi Jagabandhu, organized this uprising in 1817. Bakshi Jagabandhu organized the uprising in 1817. All the factors given here are reasons for the uprising. Once British annexed a particular kingdom and made it as a territory, he do all this. The introduction of new currency is specific for Kurda uprising. Okay, so answer is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because of this currency, there is a price rise in essential goods. Okay, basic needs prices have been increased. So answer 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the reason for asking this question is this news. Hope you heard about it. They told it is not first war of independence. Actually, which is the first war of independence? 1857. See, this particular event took place in 1817. The government says that we cannot accept 1817 Paika rebellion as first war. Then how government can accept 1857 revolt as first war? There is no concept of first war of independence. Everything is war of independence. Every uprisings, rebellions has equal position, equal respect. Correct, no? We cannot deny. See, Mangal Pandey individually fought against British. He did not fight for India. He fought for his religious conviction, no doubt. At that time, there is no concept of nationalism. Okay, India is not formed at that time. But Mangal Pandey was very sure that British presence affects our practice. That is why Mangal Pandey celebrated as a leader. In the same way, we can find everything. There are various tribal heads, tribal leaders, various civil leaders. For example, Marathas itself, even Marathas. The Marathas fought for their kingdom against British. So we can call them as also war of independence. So we cannot categorize a particular event as first war of independence and all. See, the war of independence term came from V.D. Savarkar. V.D. Savarkar wrote a book inspiring 1857 revolt. The name of the book is War of Independence, Indian War of Independence. He himself did not mention that book as that particular event as first war. It was laterly added. V.D. Savarkar calls 1857 as Indian War of Independence, not first war. V.D. Savarkar never mentioned the word first there. He just mentions it as Indian War of Independence, which took place on a large scale to motivate revolutionaries. That's all. Later, it has become to tag as first war. It was mentioned as first war by our Prime Minister. in 2017. In 2017, this Paika rebellion celebrated its 200 years. So Prime Minister mentioned this as first war of independence because at that time, Orissa enters into election. So it has become first war of independence. Farm laws have been repealed. Why? Election. We like that we should not say in interview or mains paper. Be careful. We all know, but we should not take that stand, right? And here the Kurda uprising, it is present in 8th book. Okay, so answer is all the above. Next, significance of Wellesley rule. See, and no need to give more focus on regional kingdom, later Mughals and all, and British expansion, the war, treaties. Just understand war, reason for the war, treaty. That's all. Because UPSC are recently not asking questions in the particular area. Okay, so answer for this. First one, right or wrong? Right. Hope you all know that Napoleon planning to enter India. First, he planned to enter Egypt, then into India. In 1798, Wellesley came to India as Governor General of India, and the same year, Napoleon organized Egyptian campaign. So English officials warned Wellesley to be cautious. Anytime Napoleon can enter India. So he came with the fear of Napoleon invasion. That is called French fear or French menace. In history, they term it as French fear. Actually, Wellesley is not afraid of Napoleon and all. He was very cautious about the Napoleon. That's all. So the first statement is right. Second statement is also right. Napoleon devised a scheme called a subsidiary alliance. It has two objectives. These are the two objectives. One, to avert Napoleon danger. The other, to bring British paramountcy. Wellesley started the policy of British paramountcy, and Lord Hastings successfully completed. Lord Hastings known for bringing policy of paramountcy in India, which means British crown is the ultimate power. That is mean that's what policy of paramountcy means. The paramount power in India is British crown. So answer, and the third statement is wrong. Wellesley started to regulate restricted press because Wellesley was afraid that Napoleon may influence the press to create anti-English opinion. In case France invades India, they create anti-India opinion, so that he wanted to regulate press. At the same time, Wellesley don't want Napoleon to know about the problems in India. That is the reason. So answer is 1 and 2. Who was known as liberator of Indian press? Metcalfe, Charles Metcalfe. Charles Metcalfe. Next question. Consequence of Great Revolt. Great was also in current affairs. Correct. Introduction of English is not a consequence. It is the administrative cause for the Great Revolt. First statement, it talks about policy of subordinate union. It is a policy followed by British towards princely states. And second statement, hope you all know, they increased the European composition and Englishman composition in the army. They divided army into martial and non-martial category. Any example of martial category? Sikhs and Gurkhas. Even now you can find many Sikhs becoming generals. The trend started during revolt. Okay, they encouraged the Sikhs participation. So answer, any doubt? If I go fast, please remind me. Answer. He was highly critical of Congress, also Gandhi. He criticized Congress and Gandhi for their lip service. Lip service means just for sake of saying they do that. That is called lip service. Answer is A. He opened temples for all caste, not for all religion. Clear. He did not want to transform the temple into a universal church. He wanted to maintain the temple practice as it is. He just wanted the entry of all community. Fourth one is right. Yadava community is belongs to, once upon a time they were the a downtrodden community. Because of Narayan Guru effort, they have become a backward class. Here, backward class means presently the OBC is there, no other backward community like that. That is the meaning here. They actually Narayan Guru belongs to Yadava community, a low caste community here. Actually speaking, they were considered to be untouchables, but better untouchables like that. It was because of Narayan Guru, the community escalated in the social hierarchy. Sociology optional students can able to understand this. Any sociology optional? You would have studied here, right? Social mobility. In society, we can find social mobility. They're example of social mobility. State actually here it was like caste, right? Backward caste. Backward caste means, can you understand? They are not belongs to the low caste, the Dalit community, not Dalit. It is like non-Hindu upper caste. They are not untouchables. See, backward here it denotes now present other backward community, OBC. No, SCSC comes under depressed class. If you say backward class, it denotes non-SC/STs. Correct or not? Mandal Commission was the first to give reservation for backward class. Already SCSTs are depressed or backward. No, I'm actually this is the no actually in explain in book how it will be given, right? The low status Yelava community transformed into backward class, like that given in. I will tell you the source. Shudra Varna comes under depressed class. I'm sorry. No, Shudras not OBCs. Shudras or OBCs are depressed. Ambedkar fought reservation for OBC or depressed. Term Dalit is not English term. Whether he fought for depressed or OBC, Ambedkar. Why he did not fight for backward class? Because backward class. Okay, I'm coming back to another example. Have you heard about Justice Party? Justice Party fought for non-Brahmin classes. They were mostly affluent, but they are not given social recognition. Backward class means the people who are not classified under SC and ST. That is the reason a backward class commission was appointed, first under Kaka Kalelkar and second under Mandal Commission. That actually they wanted, so, where SC, ST referred as backward class, any official source. In Constitution, they have been referred as directly SC and STs. Okay, so to distinguish people from SC and ST and to distinguish people from upper caste, they coined a term called other backward community in order for their understanding. In popular literature, it mentions, I'm telling no, there is a book called New Look at Modern Indian History by Grover and Alka Mehta. In that, it is given statement as backward class, not as caste, also not as developed like that. Anyone having that book? I heard about book Grover and Alka Mehta. There is a topic called reform movement. In that, there is a backward is like middle class. Like see, for example, backward Yadavs comes under backward. Yadav community comes under backward. In South, a community called Nayakars, Nayakar community called Mudarayars. They comes under backward. They were economically well off at that time during British period. Also educated, they got exposure, but they did not get social recognition. So such communities were present across India. They constituted around 27, I think 27% of population. The Mandal Commission gives this data. 52% population. For them, they have given reservation 27. How much percent reservation for OBC? 27. That is. Now we never refer SC, ST as, actually we refer ST as tribes, because during British period there was no policy initiative taken for tribes. It was after Nehru we have started taking care of tribes. But during British period, SCs were referred as depressed class. It was Ambedkar who went to London, attended roundtable conference and pressurized British for the upliftment. That is the reason we got the 1930 Act gave separate electorate for depressed class. And the same way, Justice Party in South India, in Madras Assembly, they came into power in 1921 and they created reservation for backward community in government post colleges, schools and all, so that other than Brahmin population started to enter. Clear? That differences. But they did not become upper caste. Yadavas did not become general category. They present day they have been categorized OBC. Before that they have been categorized SC. We cannot call in history optional. In syllabus there is a clear difference between backward and lower caste. In syllabus, if you go through the, any history optional students, if you go through the syllabus modern India, you can find lower caste movements, backward caste movement. Separately they have been given. Lower caste movement started even before independence, but proper backward caste movement started after independence. It was Mandal Commission which gave the popular structure for the backward caste movement. In optional, there's a clear distinction. Anywhere it is not mentioned SC as backward. That is the reason. Here it actually, he did not talk about it did not talk about religion, talks about caste. See, if you interpret it in such a way, this particular statement, if you're given as D, leave it. It's okay. Just learn it. Just understand. That's all. Just want to make a distinction. Okay. Don't think that no, my interpretation is right and your interpretation is wrong. Like, I don't want to impose my interpretation on you. Here, what I'm trying to convey is Yadava community transformed from low status to not too higher, reasonable higher status. Actually, they were like Mali caste, Mali, Mahar. How about Mahar? Ambedkar. Like that, they were in Kerala. But now they are not like that. But still, Mahar caste is SC only. Now, Yadava community is not SC. If a Yadava community student appearing for UPSC, they will select OBC, not SC. This is what I want to make. Understood? That's all. Current touchables to current untouchables to backward community, or current SC to OBC. This is what understanding. Clear? Okay. Okay. So answer is here. Because in UPSC, some questions they give a key which cannot be interpreted, right? Recently, UPSC, they even dropped 2 questions last year. Heard about it? Last year prelims, they have dropped 2 questions. 2021 prelims. So 2020 prelims. 2021 we didn't get 80 years. Okay, so this is the reason. Ultimate objective of test series is to make sensitize you importance. That's all. Okay, and the particular statement I have taken from Grover and Alka Mehta book. Okay, so this is the reason. Vice President says that the poets, the tributes for Narayan Guru. Some poets have been translated into English. That is the reason. It is in current affairs. Okay, next, there is a direct question. So the answer is D. Remaining all known for criticizing economic policy of British, Syed Ahmad Khan became a supporter of English. But initial days, Syed Ahmad Khan was not like that. He was a supporter of Hindu-Muslim unity. Later, he was transformed into a champion of communalism. Like Syed Ahmad Khan, a leader will come. Who is it? He was known as the particular Syed Ahmad Khan is a precursor of that leader. Who is it? The same. He was also Jinnah. Initially, Jinnah was a supporter of Hindu-Muslim unity. Later, he completely transformed into a champion of communalism. Next, nationalist paper. So it is also easy question. Answer A. Right, right, wrong. Whether it reached remote villages. In those days, there were so many illiterate people, but politicization of masses happened in village. How? There was a practice in village in those days. One person used to read newspaper. Some 10 to 20 people sit around and just listen and discuss about that. Likewise, the paper started to politicize the masses. Sir, 1 year do they come under backward? Yes, yes. 1 year's backward class. Have you heard about 1 year? They comes under backward class. So answer 3 only. Is the answer? Not A. D. Is Amrita Bazar Patrika. Actually, it is given in India's struggle for independence. That was copied in Spectrum. Sisir Kumar Ghosh. Editor. Sisir Kumar Ghosh. Why they change new language? Vernacular Press Act. Actually, sorry, okay. Why Vernacular Press Act enacted? To control vernacular press. Why to control vernacular press? The main reason is in 1877, English organized Delhi Darbar in Delhi. At that time, there was a great famine in India. So the government did not focus on giving relief to the famine people. Rather, they spent money on the Darbar. Many newspaper, vernacular newspaper criticized that particular event. The one newspaper was very vocal. That is Amrita Bazar Patrika. That is the reason they brought Vernacular Press Act. Because in those days, people were well informed about reading vernacular language newspaper. But with respect to English paper, they find it difficult. So that is not a problem for government. So they wanted to target vernacular paper. Many papers have been banned because of that act. For example, Som Prakash. There was a newspaper in Bengal. It was banned. It's a Bengali newspaper. You forgot the editor. Okay, just note it down. Som Prakash, the newspaper was banned. Many newspapers have been banned. Only this newspaper clever enough to escape that act. They had informers. It was a trend at that time. English people have some informers in Congress or the local national circles, and here some people will have informers in government. With that information, they got it. So they're going to an attack. Very overnight, they change the language. So answer D. Next, Rajaram Mohan Roy. C. He supported British capitalists to settle in India. He was an open supporter of British because he believed only British can develop India. What is the advantage of British people settling in India? It is as same as if a parliament enact a law. Assume a parliament going to enact a law. As per the law, every sons and daughters of MP and MLA has to join government schools and colleges. What will the impact of the act, the law? What will impact it will create? If the okay, it will transform which sector? Education sector. So the standards of government schools and colleges automatically increase. In the same way, if many British people started to settle in India, then the British Indian government has to create infrastructure for those British people. It definitely support Indians. That is the reason he wanted British people to come and settle in India. This particular information is given in IGNO. There is a book called Indian Political Thought in IGNO. Usually political science students used to study that. In that, Rajaram Mohan Roy was given. There you can find this point. If you read the particular statement, you will be surprised. But yes, Rajaram Mohan Rai supported. At that time, that concept of nationalism was different. Political science students, any political science students there? No. Political science optional. You can. There's a topic called Indian political thought, right? There you can read various leaders. In that, the nationalism concept traveled from Rajaram Mohan Rai to Gandhi. When it travels from Rajaram Mohan Rai to Gandhi, there was a complete change in the concept of nationalism. Gandhi became staunch opposer of this idea. He don't want any British to settle in India. Okay, I'm telling you our sources also where I've taken the question. Okay. Third option, yes, he was a supporter of Zamindari settlement. He did not condemn, but he had a reservation. He appreciates Zamindari settlement for fixing the revenue between British and Zamindar. He criticized Zamindari settlement for not fixing the revenue between Zamindar and peasants. Here it is not fixed, right? That is why it is called as permanent settlement. So he supported Zamindari settlement because Rajaram Mohan Rai himself is Zamindar. Okay, not like that. He is also a Zamindar, yes. At the same time, he criticized the particular aspect of the system. Actually, he had reservation. It would be more beneficial if British fixed this particular aspect. In modern India, NCA book, it is given Rajaram Mohan Rai criticized oppressive Bengali Zamindars, not settlement. He did not criticize settlement. So third statement is wrong. He did not condemn settlement. He welcomed it. So next, actually, the reason for asking Rajaram Mohan Rai is the present 2020 is 250th year birthday. So give focus on such the anniversaries, 250, 125, 75, 100, 50 and all. Any leaders, a birth anniversary or death anniversary like that. So the government of India tweet. So next, A, it's right. B, answer. A is right only, no. It was founded by A.O. Hume as Indian National Union. Then who changed the name to Indian National Congress? In 1884, it was formed as Indian National Union. In 1895, in the first session, it was changed into Indian National Congress. Dadabhai Nauroji. Indian National Congress inspired from where? The word Indian National Congress. Why the Congress? The word Congress inspired from America. American Congress. So answer is B. Bombay Presidents Association is by Bombay Trio. Firasha Mehta, Badruddin Tamji, K.T. Telang. M.G. Rande associated with Pune Sarvajanik Sabha. Actually, it's basically from Pune. So next person. Early nationalist. Early nationalist means who are known as moderates. Early nationalist means moderates. Who are known as radicals? Extremists known as radicals. In 8th book, extremists were referred as radicals. In 8th NCERT. Who are known as revolutionaries? Example of revolutionary? Bhagat Singh. Is it correct to call them as revolutionary terrorists? They were not revolutionary terrorists. They were revolutionaries. That's all. We should not use terrorist. I hope you all know that there was various issues are surrounding that. We cannot call Bhagat Singh, Surya Sen, Prafulad Chaki like that. Those leaders as terrorists. Recently, a JNU professor, while taking class, called Bhagat Singh as a terrorist. It was an online class. The students were clever enough to record it, and they cut the clipping and sent to. It is in news. Recently, a JNU professor was arrested for calling. Okay, so that is the. So we cannot call it Lal Pal Bala radicals. Lal Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal, Bala Gangadhar Tilak. Okay, so but actually speaking, we should not call them as terrorist. Even British did not use the word terrorist at that time. They called them as revolutionary. They cannot using of violence, mere usage of violence cannot be a criteria to tag them as terrorist. They have not used violence against humans. They used it against animals, right? No, they, those people committed Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Okay, they can claim, British can claim that we have given so many things for India like that, but there are certain things which cannot be forgotten. I hope you all heard about the TED talk of Shashi Tharoor. TED talk. In that, it is very clearly given what they did for India. Okay, so coming back to this, early nationalist. So first statement is right. Initially, they advocated for repeal of Arms Act, and progressively they have given up this idea because they were afraid of Indians. Moderates were afraid that if the Arms Act had been repealed and the Indians got weapons, then what will happen? They start Diwali. That is the reason they avoided it. So second statement is right. Third, wrong. They did not ask for home rule. Home rule means what? Swaraj. They did not demand Swaraj. They did not demand dominion status. They did not demand self-government. So answer 1 and 2. See, I'm making a small change in this question. Instead of the third statement, I'm putting this as a statement. Now, what will be the answer? Answer remains same, 1 and 2. They did not ask for adult franchise because at that time, education, the literacy rate is very, very, very low. So it is not possible to demand adult franchise. Even if British gives adult franchise, we are not in a position to utilize it. Initially, they focused on educating the people about politics. First, let them teach them about politics. Then we'll give them the right. Okay, so either way, answer is 1 and 2. Next question. This is from NCRT, Modern India. The first statement is right. It deals with child labor. It is given in this book. The second statement is wrong. Nor Indian owned, not exempted. British or European. Not applicable to British owned industries. So answer is 1 only. Actually, this particular factory regulation is brought to regulate it is a kind of labor reforms. Correct. It was brought because of the pressure of Lancashire manufacturer. Lancashire, you know, it's a place in England. There were many textile manufacturers. Actually, the labor movement became popular in England at that time. There is a concept in world history. When the socialist movement started, they started to organize internationals. The first international, second international labor movement. The second international took place at this time. Because of that, labor movement became more famous. And that because of the labor movement, many parliament have been compelled to enact labor laws. Because of that, Lancashire manufacturer has to shed more on labor cost. They cannot extract 12 hours, 14 hours per day from a labor. They have to work at 8 hours, 10 hours like that. In case of India, Indian manufacturer can able to extract more from the labors. So they were able to produce very cheap products when compared to Lancashire manufacturer, because Indian owners had an option of low labor cost. So Lancashire manufacturer influenced British to bring act to regulate labor working hours here. So that here also the owners face difficulty in maintaining the labor cost. But there was another pressure for British. The British capitalists present in India wanted the British government not to enact such act. The people, the Europeans who are owning property here, at the time there are many British here, no, they were pressurizing. So British Indian government decided to balance both. At one end, they brought an act. At the other end, they gave exemption for British industries. Clear? So both of them have been satisfied. Who affected? Indians, always. It is not affecting. We are known for giving what the people ask. Indian is like that. It is a trend here, no? So answer is 1 only. Next, Jyotiba Phule. Jyotiba Phule is also in current affairs. I'll tell you. First statement is correct. Second is also correct. Third statement is wrong. It's not. It should be vice versa. Ambedkar was influenced by Jyotiba Phule ideas, but Jyotiba Phule influenced by Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine book influenced Jyotiba Phule. Rights of Man. The book name is Rights of Man. Jyotiba Phule himself tells that I got greatly influenced by Rights of Man. And last statement is also right. Any doubt in this? See, few years back, we used to study, the first women's school was set up by Vishwa Chandra Vidyasagar, the Bethim school. Actually, after research, it has been concluded that the first school is Jyotiba Phule Girls' School. It was started in 1848. But it was not recognized by British government at that time. They recognized the school in 1851. But we started, Jyotiba started in 1848 itself. So answer 1, 2, and 4. Any doubt here? And Jyotiba Phule started all these activity along with his wife, Savitribai Phule. Both were victims of child marriage. Both the victims of child marriage, both were victims of caste politics, the caste system. Okay, and there is a book written by Jyotiba Phule called Gulamgiri. Matlab kya hai? Gulamgiri matlab slavery. The book was dedicated to Africa. Correct. Yes, slavery. In America, there was a civil war, American Civil War, famously known as. It was fought for the liberation of slavery. One of the objectives is liberation of slavery. And many slaves fought in this war. The book dedicated to the American Civil War and the slaves who fought for their rights. The slavery book dedicated to American Civil War and the slaves who fought in the war. Gulamgiri. So this is the reason for asking Jyotiba Phule. Jyotiba Phule birthday commemorates the vaccination drive. COVID vaccination drive took place. Jyotiba Phule birthday. Birth anniversary. Next question, Hunter Commission. Is it related to Education Commission? Okay, so with the options, you can come to know the Hunter Commission related to education. There are two Hunter Commissions in modern India. One is Jallianwala Bagh, the other is education. Answer is all the above. See, such kinds of questions, if you don't know the answer, don't worry, just learn it now. That's all. If you encounter a new commission in exam, try to answer. If you are unable to answer, then skip the question. In history, you should be in a position to skip questions. It is the smartness lies in avoiding unknown questions, not trying to attempt. While in examination hall, you may get a feel of reading a particular question somewhere in your preparation time. It is not like that. It is like it looks like a deja vu. Correct? Deja vu. I heard about the concept deja vu. It is not deja vu. It is hallucination. Okay, don't believe on that. When you come across a new topic, you think that I've studied somewhere here in current affairs, I think. So I will go for this answer. Don't do in history. Because deliberately some questions have been asked from the remote books. For example, last year, songs from prison. There's a question called Songs from Prison, written by Gandhi. It is not present in popular sources. Definitely it will be in a book, no doubt. But it is very difficult to identify the particular book. So they are asking, they can ask, who is the question in UPSC? Okay, we have to avoid such questions. Okay, we should not go for a conclusion. Songs within the options, who are known for singing songs. Okay, prison, who are known. This logic. बहुत डेंजर है. डेंजर मीन्स हिंदी में क्या है? अलग है. कथक, कतरा है. सो आपको मदद करने के उधर कोई नहीं है एग्जाम हॉल में. करेक्ट है ना? मदद करने के लिए ना, to help you, there will be no one in exam hall. So if you are jumping into from a hill, it is like a jumping into from a hill, right? No one will be there to alarm you. You will attend, you will shade, you will be happy. After checking only will come to know. Last year there was a question, Mitakshara Dayabaga. It was in IGNO, but it is not possible for us to read IGNO for GS. Okay, practically speaking. So what you have to do, try to answer. If it becomes difficult, if you're unable to corner the choices, then move on to next question. That's all. See, those questions difficult across India, not only for you. Anywhere if you go, they find this difficult. No doubt some people will answer the questions, but based on some guesswork, not from their memory. Fortunate enough, they got it right. That's all. So answer 1, 2, and 3. The Hunter Commission appointed in the year, it is appointed in the year 1882. So no need to worry about the year. Who was the Governor General during this period? Lord Ripon, the most celebrated Governor General of India for Indians. The most inefficient Governor General from British point of view. He was recalled before his term. Okay. Regarding correct statement regarding revolt. See, easy question. So first statement is first and the second statement have been interchanged. Okay. Who betrayed Tantia Top? Friend. What is the occupation of his friend? What was he? What is it? Occupation. I'm not asking the name. His profession I'm asking. Bomb soldier, not soldier. That has link with the Great Revolt also. See, in Great Revolt, one particular class fought against the British because they lost land rights. Who are they? Zamindars, Talukdars, right? Talukdars also referred as Zamindars only. Even in NCERT book, it is given big Zamindars like that. After the revolt, British gave a assurance. With that, this particular social class became supporter of British. What assurance British gave? Can you able to understand the question? After revolt, British gave an assurance to this social class, that is Zamindar. Because of the assurance, the Zamindars became loyal to British. What is the assurance? They promised to restore their land. They tried to restore the land as much as possible. Because of that promise, Zamindars became loyal. And this particular Tantia Top incident is an example of that loyalty. The friend of Tantia Top was a Zamindar. Can you able to understand? So the particular policy of British paid. Tantia Top became have been betrayed by his own friend, because his own friend was a Zamindar and the British gave support for Zamindar. That is the reason. Maulavi Ahmadullah from Faizabad. He was famously known by a title. What is it? It is present in Themes in Indian History. There is a separate paragraph about Maulavi Ahmadullah in Themes in Indian History. There is a title given for Ahmadullah. What is the title? Yes. What is it? Drums. It is related to drums. That is called Dankasha. He was known as Dankasha. The reason is, whenever Maulavi Ahmadullah came out of house, he was accompanied by a group of disciples who used to beat drums. He will come with the pompous Dabang Salman Khan. Oh, like that. That is the reason he was known as. Actually, he fought a battle during the revolt. During the revolt, many battles have been fought. He fought a battle called Battle of Chinhat. In this battle, he defeated British. Later, he has been killed and defeated by British. That is usual. But in this battle, he defeated British. He was a great challenge for British at that time. Maulavi Ahmadullah. Actually, during the revolt, we nearly reconquered India. We nearly defeated British, but because of lack of alternate political system, lack of a capable leader, central leadership, we lost once again. Actually, British took another effort to recapture India. They actually made, they actually went for a full expansion in India within a short span of 1 year. What they have gained from 1757 to 1857, they again regained it within the 1 year. If we planned it properly, if the intelligentsia of 1857, the people, the intellectuals, those we call the middle class educated Indians, right? And the people who fought in revolt worked in tandem. If they had worked in tandem, we would have got independence in 1857 itself. The basic weakness is there is no cooperation between the people who are fighting in the field and the people who are watching it, mainly the intelligentsia. That is the main weakness. Okay, so answer is C. Next, I hope you all know this. Where the session was planned first time? Pune. Then why they changed it? Plague. Because of plague epidemic, they changed it. Plague or cholera? Plague only. Cholera, correct. Plague comes later. I think you are confusing with plague commission, right? Those who are saying plague, it is actually cholera. Don't worry, UPSC never give a twist in this. Plague or cholera, dysentery, don't need to worry about it. Because of an epidemic, it has been shifted. We need a reason, that's all. This epidemic creates a condition where it is not possible to interact. In Pune, there was a college. Sorry, they shifted to Bombay. From Pune to, it has been shifted to Bombay. In Bombay, there was a college called Gokul Das Tejpal Sanskrit College. It was a venue for first session of Congress. Gokul Das Tejpal Sanskrit College. Kitne aadmi attended Pehla session of Congress? Pehla means first, right? 72. Started with a humble beginning, and now they are making. Now I mean during modern India. Now it is they're making fun. That is not. I'm not comparing now. Present Congress. This is another question. First European. See, there are some 10 to 15 questions in today's question paper, which looks very easy. But there are people who make mistake. While reading this question, many people used to read this as English, and they go for Thomas Rowe. Okay, not all. So I say for 5% to 10%, but that mistake should not happen. We should not come to a conclusion. So answer is Vasco da Gama. Next, Swami Dayanand. Attacked child marriage? Yes. Encourage intercaste marriage? Yes. Even now, Arya Samaj allows intercaste marriage. Opposed Western education? No. Dayanand Anglo-Vedic schools, DAV, where you can find Western education along with Vedic studies. So answer 1 and 2. See, if I'm changing this into Roy, then what will be the answer? Actually, Roy directly did not talk about intercaste marriage, but he is not an opposition of intercaste marriage. Okay, he did not ask people to go for intercaste marriage and all. At the same time, he was not against intercaste marriage and all. He believes in universality of religion, also people, mankind. So what will be the answer if it is Roy? 1 and it should be either 1 only or 1 and 2, because Roy did not oppose Western education. He was a supporter of Western education. What is the official? What was the official language of India during British period when British started to rule? Persian. When it has become English? 30, 35. Macaulay minute. Okay. Who made it English? Bentinck. Who made Bentinck to declare English as official language? Rajaram Mohan Roy. Correct. There was a controversy, famous controversy during that period. It is called Anglicist Orientalist controversy. In this Anglicist Orientalist controversy, the Anglicist group was supported by Roy. Macaulay was given open support by Roy. Roy wanted to bring English. Not Macaulay, before Macaulay, the Anglicist troop, okay, was supported by various leaders. There was a leader called James Thompson. He also supported by Roy, because at that in 1835 Roy was dead. He was no more. But it was Roy who made English to bring, sorry, British to bring English as their official language. At the same time, Roy was against initiating the study of Eastern scriptures and literatures. Roy was supported Western education. It doesn't mean that he did not support our literature. He has great respect for our literature, but he wanted people to get educated in modern ideas, modern syllabus, physics, chemistry, maths, like that. That is the reason he set up there's a college, Hindu college. Roy used to known for establishing Hindu college, right? Along with 1817, along with, actually that person is the main person who was instrumental in bringing that college, Hindu college at Calcutta. He was from Dutch. He was a watchmaker. That person, that person was the main part played in setting up of Hindu college. He also supported by Roy. What is the name of the person? Alexander nahi hai. David Hare. Correct. Dutch watchmaker David Hare. Actually, David Hare is the main architect behind the college, and he was also supported. Put on chat box, they given answer. Along with Roy. This college has physics, chemistry, law, everything, along with our traditional studies. Okay, so Roy is a supporter of Western education. This is a direct question. Lord Dufferin. Another leader gave a statement. What is the statement is Congress tottering to its fall, and my objective is to give a peaceful demise. Lord Curzon. Yes, that is also present in NCERT. Who called Congress leaders as seditious Brahmin? The particular seditious Brahmin, frequently used by the leader. Congress is a factory of seditious Brahmin. One particular leader of English. That particular leader hate Gandhi to death. Churchill. Next, policy of doctrine of lapse. First statement, wrong. It was already present in company charter. Okay, East India Company came here, no? In the charter, the provision of doctrine of lapse was there. So first statement wrong. Second statement is also wrong. Awadh is the only state annexed by British by applying the principle of good governance. The failure of governance. Awadh is the only state. Rest of the states applied by Dalhousie using doctrine of lapse. Actually, Dalhousie became famous because of using the policy of doctrine of lapse, not for inventing it. So answer, neither one, not two. Correct. Next, Gopalakrishna Gokhale. See, it should be interchanged, vice versa. Actually, Gokhale invited Gandhi to India. That is also one of the reasons Gandhi came to India. The other reason is Gandhi became sick in South Africa. So the doctors in South Africa advised Gandhi to Gar chale go. Correct, na? Gar chalo, chale jao. Abhi gar chale jao. नहीं तो क्या हो, हेवन ब्लंडर हो जाएगा, हेवन जाएगा, हेवन जो जाएगा, हेवन मतलब स्वर, स्वर मीन गोल्ड, नो? Swarg, heaven. Okay. Okay, next, provisions of Ilbert Bill. Answer A. So we all know that. Whether actually it created a controversy. It was famously known as Ilbert Bill controversy in 1883. Correct. Whether the bill becomes act or not. No. It became act. In 1854, Ilbert Bill became act with modified provision. Okay. Actually, it says that an Indian judge can try and give a judgment for a European convict. So the modification is, if a convict if a convict became if an accused become convicted, the suspicious become convicted, they will be given a chance go for appeal. In that particular appeal, the bench should consist of 50% of Europeans, English. That is the amendment. So the award what given by the Indian judge is of no use. Definitely they can go for appeal. So answer A. But this particular controversy is instrumental in modern India, highly significant. What is the reason? Then true nature. One particular most important event of modern India originated because of this controversy. INC, Indian National Congress formation, is connected to Ilbert Bill controversy. During Ilbert Bill controversy, the English people or the Europeans present in India fought collectively against British, and they achieved what they want. So the Indian leaders who were watching this particular event learned a concept. If we fight against British collectively, then we can achieve whatever we want from the British. This collective action made Indians to form INC. Clear? Next, first Indian to go to jail, Surendranath Banerjee. First Indian go to jail, Surendranath Banerjee. He was given a sentence of 2 months. Why? Sedition, not sedition, contempt of court. Why contempt of court? What he did? What he did? In paper, he wrote an article about, sorry, Saligram issue. See, there was a case in Calcutta High Court. It is related to Saligram. Saligram is something connected with a religious belief system. It is an object connected with religion. It was the bench was chaired by Judge Norris in Calcutta High Court. He criticized the Saligram, the particular object of Hinduism. It affected the religious sentiment of people. So the very next day, Surendranath Banerjee came out with an article in his newspaper, Bengali. Here he criticized the judge. Constructive criticism. That is what journalists do, right? So he did a constructive criticism on the judge. Because of that, they have given contempt of court and jailed for 2 months. That is the reason. It is given in Biman Chandra, India Struggle for Independence. For sedition, Tilak was the first congressman to go to jail. Section 124A, the famous. Actually, there was a revolutionary leader called Vasudeo Balwant Padke. Heard about it? Vasudeo Balwant Padke. He was the father of revolutionaries. He was the first person on whom British imposed 124A. But they did not mention explicitly it is a 124A sedition. They just imposed 124A and jailed him. He was the first one to organize a revolutionary movement against the British, but it was failed. Maharashtra. He was a famous Maharashtra leader. Pune, near Pune. Anybody from Maharashtra? मालूम है? वासुदेव बलवंत. महाराष्ट्रियंस का एक हीरो है, नायक. Maharashtra ka Nayak. But there is one Nayak forever for Maharashtra. Who is it? Shivaji, not Baltagre. Okay, it's Shivaji. Why Shivaji is more famous in Maharashtra? Actually, each and every state has a leader. Okay, but the charisma for Shivaji is very high when compared to other regional rulers. Why? There is some important reason. The reason is, see, many region in India, say for example Punjab, say for example UP Bihar. Actually, UP Bihar comes under same region at that time. All are Hindi speaking belt. Say for example Odisha, Karnataka, Andhra. Each and every regional entities has their own political identity since ancient times or early medieval times. But Marathi identity was given by Shivaji. It was the one Shivaji who created a separate Marathi identity. Before that, Marathi speaking people used to settle in other areas, work in other kingdoms. They don't have their own political identity until Shivaji founded the kingdom. Because if there was no Shivaji, there was no Maharashtra. That is the reason Shivaji is still was considered as a hero of Maharashtrians. No doubt. For Tamil, you have Cholas, Pandyas. For Kerala, we have various kingdoms. For Punjab, we have Sikhism. For Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, we no need to tell anything. We have since Ashoka times, a political kingdom. And for Orissa, we have Gajapati. For Karnataka, Andhra, we have Krishnadevaraya, Vijayanagar. For Maharashtra, it is Shivaji, Maratha kingdom. Before that, there is no political entity. Shivaji was instrumental in consolidating Marathians. With the death of Shivaji, the unity started to disintegrate. Again, it started to rebuild during Peshwa period, and again it started to disintegrate. Okay, that is the reason Shivaji आपको state का hero बन गया. Correct ना? Okay, so coming back to this. I'm sorry. Actually, see, this is a discussion, right? That's why I'm confining it. If it is a regular class, I can give more details also. If you want any details, you can tell. I will also add. That is the reason I'm not going in detail of a particular topic. If any doubt you ask me, I will clarify whatever I know. And BG Tilak never be Congress president. Hope you all know that. And he is the only Congress leader known for going numerous prison terms, jail term. He has been sentenced for various times. Okay, never been a Congress president. MK Gandhi been a president or not? Yes. How many vote difference he got elected? He got elected in this session with how many votes difference? Belgaum session 1924, he became president. My question is, in how many vote difference he got elected? He got victorious. There was no election at all. He himself went and sat in the president chair and declared, I am the president. Everyone, seriously, it happened. I hope you all know that. The reason is, why he did such a move? To avoid split in Congress. The Swarajist was in a position to get apart from Congress. So they wanted to make an alliance. That is the reason he became president in 1924 Belgaum session and avoided the split. If it was not Gandhi, then Congress definitely would turn apart. Because of Gandhi, Congress he took Congress until independence without a major outbreak, or else Congress would have turned apart. And he was the only leader. Gandhi is the only leader whom all other leaders will respect except Ambedkar. Ambedkar don't have any regard for Gandhi, and there are a few leaders who won't listen to Gandhi, but majority leaders, only Gandhi can able to convince Swarajist. No one will listen to Swarajist except Gandhi. That happens everywhere. Because Gandhi has that charisma among all the leaders at that time. The most popular leader during his lifetime, Gandhi, with respect to India. Hope you all know that. Who is the second popular? Jinnah popular only, but not second popular. Can you able to understand my question? See, most of the leaders became popular after their lifetime. Example, Ambedkar. Ambedkar now celebrated leader, but during his lifetime, he's not a celebrated leader. Okay, it is a criticism also. It is used to say that we have not given proper place for Ambedkar like that. It is true. But Gandhi and all, the leaders like Gandhi, Tilak, they were popular in their lifetime itself. Okay, the most popular leader is Gandhi at that time, no doubt. Yeah, I'm asking about who is the next in line of Gandhi. But during his lifetime, at the time Tilak was died. I'm talking about 1920s, 1930s. Subhash Chandra Bose is not the second most. Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh is the second most popular leader after Gandhi. During 1930s, it was Bhagat Singh, most popular after Gandhi. They used to tell everyone, even in South India, there were meetings, processions against the hanging of Bhagat Singh at that time. Consider the development of communication, how Bhagat Singh became popular because of his age and his contribution. He was the only one who chanted Inqilab Zindabad in the courtroom at that time. No one had the courage to give the slogan in front of British. He readily challenged. Mar gaya, mar, ready. That's the attitude given by Bhagat Singh. He made a trend. After the death of Bhagat Singh in 1930, there were various youngsters joined Congress. Because Bhagat Singh at the same time told youngsters, don't follow our method. Follow, actually, it was during the last period of his lifetime, in the jail time, his father went to meet Bhagat Singh. So he was asking, do you have any other final words to say? So Bhagat Singh told him that, told his father that, ask every youngsters to follow Congress and join Congress and follow the general, that is Gandhi. This is what Bhagat Singh conveyed to his father. Like that, it is written in book, but we are not very sure whether Congress made the statement or Bhagat Singh made the statement. But one thing is very sure, Bhagat Singh has high respect for Gandhi, no doubt. And all revolutionaries have high respect for Gandhi. Without Gandhi, it is not possible to create mass nationalism at that time. But there is a trend to to disregard the significance of Gandhi. It has become a trend. In recent days, it is becoming more popular. Godse became nationalist, right? Is it right? Is it right or wrong to hang Godse? They hanged Godse, right? The Indian government given capital punishment for Godse. Whether it's right or wrong, right? We cannot allow it. The same what is going on recently. The people who have been convicted for assassinating Rajiv Gandhi. See, clemency is one part. The other part is it gives a bad reputation about India to the world. Actually, Rajiv Gandhi belongs to Congress. The present government can take an action. They can go for clemency, but they are also very adamant. If you go into deep, this present government is more adamant when compared to Congress with respect to the particular issue, because they don't want to sacrifice the position. The same way, Godse, we cannot sacrifice it. They're making it a political stunt, that's all. Okay, celebrating the birthday, everything. It is a bad sign, actually. If we discredit Gandhi, then no one respects India in international forum. There are various studies on Gandhi in Western nations. Okay, so coming back to this. Surendra Banerjee given 2 months of jail term. Answer is C. Next, Brahma Samaj. So it opposed idolatry, correct? It denied need of priestly, correct? The emphasis on modern education, also correct. So answer is 1, 2, and 3. It is directly taken from NCERT, this question. So since Rajaram Mohan Roy is in news, we can expect question either from Rajaram Mohan Roy or Brahma Samaj. So all the 3 statements. See, if I'm changing it to Arya Samaj, what will be the answer? Arya Samaj also against idolatry. No reform movement supported idolatry. Only one reformer did not speak against idolatry is Vivekananda. Vivekananda did not oppose idolatry. Either it doesn't mean that he support idolatry. He did not oppose idolatry because of its utility value. But remaining all reformers known for supporting non-idol worship, formless God. Actually, that is the true religion, right? If you take any religion, no religion supports idol worship, even Hinduism. The practice was started during Christian era. That at that time, religious belief started to patronize what is it? The idol worship, puja, everything and all. That we'll discuss in ancient. What is the answer? Bombay. So first statement you have no, legislative, executive, judiciary. Second, we can say the slavery provision as example. There is a provision regarding slavery in 1833 Act. Correct? The Governor General has to take steps to mitigate condition of slavery in India. Eventually, slavery was abolished. In 1843, slavery was abolished, and in the same year, British brought indentured labor contract. It is also a kind of slavery, right? That is British. Okay, so either way, British not ready to leave Indians. And utilitarianism. Utilitarianism means in ethics we used to study, right? Utilitarianism, which means focus. So, greatest happiness for greatest number. Okay, greatest happiness for greatest number. Law is an example of utilitarianism. Law is an example of utilitarianism. There is a provision with respect to law commission. It talks about utilitarianism because any law, it benefit majority of the people in the society, not all. Everyone will not be benefited because of law, correct? See, assume MG Narega Act. Who will get benefited? Those who are struggling to earn 100 rupees per day will be benefited. Who will be affected? The people who are paying tax. They are not directly affected. They may feel that, why should I pay for them? Let them earn and get it. Correct? No, there are chances. We can interpret in such a way also. So the reservation related provisions benefits majority of the downtrodden. Okay, but it also has impact on the communities who do not have reservation. Correct? General category. Okay, but reservation has a positive, that is called utilitarianism. Maximum benefit for maximum people. And there is a provision for abolition of monopoly, that also comes under utilitarianism, because monopoly of the company abolished in 1833. So many companies can enter India, compete here, they bring their product, exploit us and enjoy that. Correct? We British government given chances for all European, all English companies to exploit. Instead of one company exploiting, how it will be? Just imagine, instead of one person beating us, we have given option for hundreds of people to beat. It will be as like celebration for British. Okay, correct. With respect to British, that is utilitarianism. With respect to India, everything is suppression only. Okay, so this is the example of utilitarianism. Okay, answer is 1833. Next, Indian Council Act. The members were allowed to ask questions, correct. Second statement is also correct. They are not given any power to vote. They have power only to express their views. They can have power to discuss. They can ask question also. Why British Indian government spending this much in military? They can ask, but there is no any binding on the government to answer. Many Congress people entered into legislature after this act. Gopal Krishna Gokhale went to legislature after this act. So answer. Okay, incorrect. See, this we have to focus. Correct, incorrect. Take time, just focus on this. Definitely they will be giving in italics and bold in UPSC question paper, so you no need to worry about it. But be cautious here. We know answer, but we make a mistake like this. Okay, this is also, both statements are right. So answer both 1 and 2. Both have been taken from NCERT. Next, INC answer. Okay. Okay, A. Okay. Speed is okay, right? Okay. Want? Fine or how to reduce? How to increase? Increase because of time. Okay, okay. So answer is 3. Why second statement is wrong? Outside of the province. And first statement is wrong. It is WC Banerjee. So answer 3 only. Here. Only the answer. First statement right or wrong? Yes. Second is third wrong. The company was not abolished. The company still exists. The administration of the company transferred to Crown. The company allowed to perform trade activity. So answer 1 and 2. Actually, in recently there was a news. Indian became he's from Maharashtra, right? Maharashtra, Bombay or Gujarati? Gujarat, yes. I forgot the name. Sanjeev something. There's an Indian called Sanjeev. He was become the head of East India Company, I think. He has taken over something. It has mentioned recently news by Gujarat person. Okay, so you can expect question such a way, or you can expect question directly from East India Company. The basic information what you have studied in modern India, just when it started, why it came to India, like that. So answer 1 and 2. Regarding reform movement, so answer all the statements are true. Okay, so D answer. See, the UPSC is known for asking such type of questions. If all the statements are right, then obviously it will be D. Next, sannyas and fakir uprising. First statement is right. Second statement is also right. The sannyasis were not allowed to settle in Ganges river banks and all. Third statement is wrong. It's Warren Hastings, not Lord Hastings. It's Warren Hastings. So answer 1 and 2. Actually, the particular event took place around 1780s, and Lord Hastings came to India. Sorry, around 1810, 1810s, exactly 1813, around 1810s. No need to memorize. 1800, after 1800, is before 1800 event. Okay, so next, this is also easy question. What is the reason? That is this particular concept is known as not safety valve. Another one, lightning conductor. See, using of AOHM by moderates is known as lightning conductor. Using of moderates by British is known as safety valve. '18th and 19th. What is the 1 right, 2 right, 3 right? Portuguese known for piracy. One thing we have to appreciate British because they did not involve in piracy. So answer 1, 2, and 3. Portuguese known for involving in piracy. See, Portuguese had a monopoly. Then why the Portuguese have to do piracy? They had the monopoly, right? In the first 100 years, they had monopoly when they came to India. Then again, why they have to go for piracy? Actually, Portuguese government company had a monopoly, and the Portuguese private company involved in piracy. This is what happens. The Portuguese, with the support of Portuguese government, they won't allow anyone to trade in Indian waters. Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean. After English, the piracy activity of Portuguese drastically reduced. See again here, it talks about political significance. What will be the answer? B, Bombay. Why he wanted to show the alliance with France? To whom he is showing this alliance with France? He is very allied with France, correct? To whom he is showing that? British. He wanted to show the British that I am ready to cooperate with France. In the same time, British was trying to restrict France in India. No doubt he was a supporter of spirit of independence, but the political significance talks about his alliance with France to show British that I am with France. The reason for asking question is it is in news. Recently, Maharashtra mein news, Maharashtra people. There was a controversy over there. Next, Indian Council Act 1861. First statement correct. Second statement correct. Third statement right or wrong? Wrong. It was nominated by Governor General, not any elections. Answer 1 and 2. When the system of election was introduced? 1909, first time indirect election. 1919, direct election. Next, 1876. Again, you have to focus behind the formation. What is the answer? First statement, right or wrong? First statement, right. Second, wrong. Why they should oppose an act which was yet to be passed in 1876? So it cannot be the reason for formation. And the third statement is also wrong, because this particular objective taken by Indian Association in later period. It seems to be right, but it is not right. So answer is A. If you eliminate 2, you will get the answer. Actually, vernacular press act enacted in later period. But after the act, Indian Association made an protest and opposed the act, no doubt. But during the formation, they did not talk about the act. They were concerned with the political opinion, politicization of masses, Hindu-Muslim unity, like that. The day here refers British officials. British officials. With the by reading the statement, you can be able to answer this. Ahmadiyya movement. C answer. Whether Ahmadiyya movement a reform movement or revivalist movement? Reformist movement. There are 2 Islamic movements known for reform movement. One is Ahmadiyya, the other is Aligarh. Both, whichever movement supports Western education, known as reform movement in Islam. In Islam, the other Deoband, Farazai did not support Western education. Okay, Aligarh as well as Ahmadiyya supports modern education. Next, Neel Darpan. What is the answer? A. First statement is right, Dinabandhu Mitra. Second statement wrong. It is not Bihar, it is Bengal. Neel Darpan talks about Indigo Revolt. Indigo Revolt took place in Bengal, Nadia district. Third statement, it got wide popularity. This particular book got wide particular drama got wide popularity. That is the reason the particular drama translated into English. Clear? And it was not published by Michael Madhusudan Dutt. It was published by James Long Reverend. Michael Madhusudan Dutt, known for translating the book. James Long Reverend invested money and published the book. Because of that, James Long was arrested by British, because the book, the particular drama is highly critical of British planters and the silence of British. So it was James Long was arrested by British because of translation. So answer is 1 only. Okay. Actually, here it is specifically, yes. No, at the time, Assam, Orissa, Bihar, Bengal, and all part of Bengal only. But here, specifically, I mentioned Bihar. The movement confined to Nadia district of Bengal, which means it is near present-day Bangladesh. Okay, but that particular emphasis. If I given Orissa, also wrong, right? Not more specific here. See, answer. It is a factual question. Except A.O. Hume, all others have been president of INC. Any other Englishman president of INC? There was another Englishman being a president of INC. Who is that? Who? Someone said down. Viceroy. No Viceroy. I'm asking about an Englishman who been president of INC. William Wedderburn. William Wedderburn. Which session? Okay, no need to worry about it. William Wedderburn. I will write William Wedderburn, 1889 Bombay session. Bombay, 1889, fifth session of INC. This session is famous for presence of women delegates. This is the first time women delegates participated in session. For the first four sessions, there were no women delegates. So the woman entry into Congress started in 1889 Bombay session under the presidency of William Wedderburn. 6 women participated in the Congress session, in which there were thousands of, hundreds of male members. The session will be in a big hall like this. Hundreds of male will be sitting, where only 6 women sat in the session. And moreover, they were husbands of Congress leaders, those women. They are not independent women. They were husbands of Congress. Example, Kadambini Ganguly. Kadambini Ganguly attended 1889 session. In 1890, she spoke in the session. Not she is not a president of the session. She just gave a statement. That's all. In those days, it is considered to be a high political significance for women. First woman graduate of Calcutta University. Moreover, one of the first woman physician. She married to Dwaraknath Ganguly. Actually, Kadambini Ganguly was a student of Dwaraknath Ganguly. Later became wife of Dwaraknath Ganguly. Kadambini Ganguly had an idea of going for higher education, but the conservative family of Kadambini Ganguly did not encourage it. So she at the same time she had interest in Dwaraknath Ganguly, and Dwaraknath Ganguly was a highly progressive man, progressive social outlook person who married Kadambini Ganguly and made her wife to study doctor. She became a physician because of his support. No. No. Dwaraknath Ganguly was an Indian. Wedderburn Englishman. Yes. William Wedderburn Englishman, Henry Cotton Englishman, George Yule Englishman, Annie Besant English woman. I mean Ireland. Irish woman. Everything comes under British. Lost control over external. So what is the answer? Answer is D. Any doubt? There will be no doubt because of time, right? Is there any doubt or not? See, it's going to take extra 10 to 15 minutes. That's all. Why 3 wrong? It is not European. Is it possible for can we place a French people? It is then what should be here? British, English. Correct. Whether France, European means it is a generalistic point. No, it will be very specific. The subsidiaries clearly says that an Englishman commanded army, not an European, which means actually the fundamental concept is getting defeated if it is European, because the main purpose of subsidiaries to restrict the access of other Europeans into native state, mainly France. That is the reason, no? We make a mistake here. See, if you go through book, for example, Ilbert Bill or any other, or with respect to army changes after revolt, they use English European interchangeably. In case of subsidiaries, they never use interchangeably. They use specifically Englishmen because the policy itself aimed against France. First statement is wrong because they had control over internal matters. For if this is my native state and I am the native ruler, I can administer you, I can punish you, I can defeat you, and you can do whatever you want, no doubt. But British will not interfere. In case of foreign, I have to get permission. That is, British takes responsibility with respect to protecting the native ruler from both internal and external danger. If a native ruler suppresses the people, and if the people tries to attack the ruler, then British will interfere. Clear? That is a policy of subsidiaries. Second, no rights for no rights. It is like surrendering your sovereignty to British. That is why Tipu refused it. They want complete foreign affairs under their control. Powers of Montesquieu, separation. What is it about? It is mainly concerned with executive, judiciary. Article 50 of Indian Constitution. Where it started? Cornwallis Code. In those days, district magistrate known for performing execution as well as judicial functions. So Cornwallis wanted to separate. Next, French company failed in India because, correct? Any doubt? Third statement is wrong because they had only one political center, that is Pondicherry. Even Chandarnagar is also not a proper political center. In English, they had three centers, three bases: Madras, Calcutta, Bombay. So they can able to mobilize resources. So answer 1 and 2. Okay, first statement is right. They given 1 lakh for development of education. Year on year, they will give 1 lakh. Second statement is wrong. Jonathan Duncan established a college in 1791. So chronologically wrong. This particular information of Jonathan Duncan given in NCERT, the same chapter where the 1 lakh fact has been mentioned. There is a topic called the humanitarian measures, I think spread of education, is a subtopic in chapter 4. There you can find that. So answer is 1 only. Next, free trade. Free trade, hope you know that. Free trade means if two nations involving in free trade, they should not impose any restrictions. Here it is one-sided. British can do anything they want with respect to India, but for India it is not applicable. So here first statement is only one side, correct. Second statement, correct. Third statement is wrong. Our goods always popular. Okay, now it has become, it is opposite. Now it is correct, the statement. Foreign Western nations goods popular here. In those days we had edge. So answer C, 1 and 2. Rani Lakshmibai is recently in news. All the statements are right. Finally, she was died. She was died in Battle of Gwalior. Rani Lakshmibai in news, correct? This is the news. Jhansi, Veerangani Lakshmibai, they have changed the name. Okay, so we can expect question from Lakshmibai or Lakshmibai and revolt. No need to go for research. Refer you will be following a current affairs material. So daily newspaper you will be following. Refer the newspaper, refer the material, refer NCERT, the content. That's all. That is enough. No need to go for higher end books and do research and all. Okay, the leaders known for leading uprising. All the three. Answer 1, 2, 3. The first one related to Sambalpur uprising. Second, Kasi. Kasi uprising of which state? Kasi. Meghalaya. Third, Sidhu. Kanhu. Sidhu and Kanhu. What is it? Jharkhand. A name of the uprising. Santhal Hul. Santhal Hul, also known as Santhal Rebellion. Hul means rebellion. But 2020 they asked a question, right? Munda Ulgulan. Ulgulan means rebellion. It's a local dialect. Ulgulan means rebellion. So answer 1, 2, and 3. So this is a reason. Veer Surendra Sai Airport. In that airport, they have celebrated Udan Utsav scheme. That airport, actually, Jarsaguda Airport in Odisha has been renamed into Veer Surendra Sai 2 years back. Recently, the Prime Minister made a celebration there. So there are chances that they may ask. Next, Rayatwa resettlement. What is the answer? It's actually 1, 2, 3. What is the answer? See, actually, right to settlement talks about peasant ownership. We all know that everyone will be given patta, but there are certain provisions which makes peasants, which makes it difficult for peasants to enjoy that ownership. Always there will be a constant threat. What is the answer? Sorry, all the above. Exorbitant land revenue will prevent you enjoying ownership, right? If you are living in a house, if repeatedly British raises the rent, you will be in a difficult position. So the same, all statements refer to the same point. It is also in modern India, NCERT book. So answer is 1, 2, and 3. Next, Kuzbanganj, Bombay. See, by this particular term present in themes in Indian history. I hope you all know that Kasba. Kasba means urban area, right? Kasba urban. Next, Ranjit Singh. First statement is wrong because it is not most powerful. It is second most powerful. The most powerful is British company force, East India Company force, most powerful in Asia. And he adopted a policy of yielding towards British is right. Wherever British puts a demand, Ranjit Singh satisfies or meets the demand. Actually, during Ranjit Singh period, the people shows a map of India to Ranjit Singh, and the map is completely red except Punjab. It's completely red except the Punjab. The red color denotes British territory. Okay, we can find red everywhere. Then Ranjit Singh made a remark pointing to Punjab. He made a remark that sab lal ho jayega, which means everything will become red. So Ranjit Singh knows that one day or the other day British going to annex Punjab. So Ranjit Singh trying to postpone that. He was very sure. Some historians claims that Ranjit Singh should have made an attempt to resist British, but unfortunately, what happens? But Ranjit Singh was very sure that it is not possible to challenge British, so he tries to postpone it. One day or the other day, they are going to defeat. He cleverly managed it. And third statement is wrong. It was after the death of Ranjit Singh the rivalry started, not during his life period. So answers 2 only. So this is recently news. So in 2009, a statue was installed. It was vandalized in Pakistan. Okay. Last question. Answer. A. Common ownership present in Mahalwari settlement, not in Zamindari settlement. Increasing state demand present in Mahalwari, not in Zamindari, because in Zamindari the state demand was fixed on permanent basis. Until the abolition of Zamindari settlement, there was no any change in the state demand. British collected the same amount which was fixed during the enactment of permanent settlement. Okay, any doubt? So you can expect questions from Mahalwari this year, because in 1822 Mahalwari settlement was implemented in India. So it's 200 years. So you can expect, but there was no any current affairs article related to Mahalwari, and British has a practice of commemorating the centenaries, the anniversaries like that, 100 years. So 1922, 1920, Chauri Chaura important. Chauri Chaura, the related facts, Swaraj Party, NCM, this year we can expect. And Liberation War of Bangladesh, 1971. So last 2021 is 50 years. So either 2020, in 2021 they did not ask, so they may ask in 2022. No, any other doubt? Okay, with this I will stop the discussion. We'll meet in next test. You people are in a hurry. Hurry matlab और हिंदी में क्या है? Jaldi means fast. Okay. I have to जल्दी घर चलेगा ना? ठीक है. Thank you.